Okay, well, unfortunately, the AC here.
About 45 seconds earlier, the AC had thrown the breaker, and I assumed that's what would have happened again. I reset the breaker, turned it back on, but that's not what happened, and so the journey began.
We got an AC that's throwing the breaker. Able to reset it here. There's a good chance it threw the fuses up on the roof. Back down. Okay, well, it was flipping the breaker. It flipped the breaker once, and so there's a good chance it's just blown the fuses up on the roof. So I'm gonna head up to the roof and go check it out and see what's going on at the bottom. Drop this down low enough that it won't turn off on me. Get it going. Okay, up on the rooftop. Probably about 110 degrees maybe. Trying to find my unit that's not turning on. And it's this puppy right here. It's through the breaker. So, most likely through the fuses here. Okay, let's open it up and take a look, see what we got. I'm going to head and pull the disconnect. Blazing hot today. Looks like maybe a contactor was replaced at some point. Hopefully it's just a burned wire. That'd be easy. Hopefully it's not a compressor gone around. I've got my disconnect pulled. Definitely looks like the whip should be replaced. What we got here? Looks like right here, like the contactor fell forward and touched the wire here, put pressure on there. Oh yeah, all kinds of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and discharge the cap before I start messing around here. This looks like it'll be a pretty easy repair. Just need to disconnect those. Yep, that's where it is. What it is. Okay. So I'll just rerun the wiring here around there. No biggie. And I should kind of fix this up a little bit. Contactor just kicked in. It's like was a 5-minute delay from the compressor, so my fuses may actually still be just fine. This wire, I can either replace this wire or I can just oh yeah, I'm gonna have to rerun that wire, replace that. I can strip the end and just run it straight to the screw. That'll fix that. All kinds of fun. Yeah, definitely push that back, and what I'll do is I'll use the hard start kit here to better anchor it in place. Now it's not going to jump around on me. And then this I'll just re-strip and run to that front screw. well as that red wire back there. Looks like it's just hanging on. It's still alive, but barely. It's still there. Alright. Pretty crazy, huh? Better to use wire strippers on this. I'm just gonna get it done. It's definitely on its last leg. Wire strippers there, but the more important part is that you don't lose any strands on your wire. Contact is very annoying. Like the heater came off. Crankcase heater off. So I'll just redo this crankcase heater wire. Again, it's better to use wire strippers, but I just need to get out of here, get off of this roof. That space heater. Going right there, nice and strong now. And then we're going to want our deal to go here. So there's that. Nice and strong there. And then I'm just going to use this little nub there. Keep that going. And we're all set there. Kind of ready to fire it up. See how it goes here. Here it goes. And it looks like our fuses are blown. There's that. I'm going to recharge the disconnect just in case. I don't like this wire back here, the way that it's run. It's bugging me. What I'm going to do is going to run it to the front of that screw instead. I don't need to re-strip it, I just need to trim that off. Okay. That out a little bit more. That was a noisy contactor there. Okay. Okay. And now we need to change out the fuses. What, I'm ready to get off this roof. And I'll take all that trash out with me. All this stuff shouldn't be just left in here. Alright, get rid of all that. Goodness gracious. Now we'll change our fuses. I can test these once I get back. Maybe one of them's good and I'll recover that. This one's way loose. There we go, nice and tight. Now ready to fire it up. Here goes. Aye. No juice. Could be my fuses are still bad. Or else I could be that contactor. I have another fuse with me, just one fuse though. here. And it could be the breaker inside, and it could be the unit here. Let's just check this contactor. I hear it buzzing though. Doggone it. My suspicion is we've got a bad breaker inside. But we can also have a melted wire here. I'm gonna pull these. Odd. I might have to grab my heel, my tester. Oh, that's all okay. Alright, fun. Everything looks good there. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna grab my meter and we'll test it out. I think we got a bad breaker inside though. My guess is that it's melted and it happened because of these here. Okay, so we've got my meter, my field piece meter. Definitely some tests we can do here. I'm going to do a continuity test on our fuses. See if our fuses were okay. I actually brought some new fuses just in case. That one's fine. That one's fine too. It's kind of what I suspected. Okay, and I think our problem is actually in the box here. So, gonna check for volts AC. Move this over to volts AC here. This one have to be extra careful for. Live power in the box. What we're gonna do is take off the cover panel here. My suspicion is we've lost one side of our breaker, so I actually went ahead and grabbed the new breaker so I can change it out. That'll be inside the unit if that is the case. Here's our trim cover, and well, you probably didn't see any of that, but I just took out the screw here that goes in the bottom, and then here's the box right here. We're going to test for power. Going to ground. And coming from the house. That comes in on the bottom here. And we're going to go ground. We have 120 on that side. Hey, we also have 120 on that side. So our problem is not right here. I can put my cover back on. Problem is also not the breaker. Problem is actually in my unit itself. And it's most likely now lead me to think it's probably the contactor. Looks like this wire is in the way of my cover here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Oh, start it up. Oh, fun. Waiting for me to go and get everything. Definitely rattling around quite a bit. That motor's almost making it worse. Wow. So the question is, what happened then? It's running good. Kind of want to peek at my contactor. Do this real carefully. Contactor's pretty tired. The points are really burned on the contactor. Look, the arm is even separated. One side's a weird. Oh yeah. Gonna get stuck for sure. Alright, so go grab a new contactor, change that out. That's where our problem was. But it can cool things down for now. Okay, while I'm here I can do a continuity test on our fuses. See if they actually burned out or not. Yep, that one's bad. That one's bad too. Look at that. And this one's good. Okay. Well, time to change that contactor. Kind of neat. This also has a non-contact voltage detector built into it, just like a dead man stick. Just hold the little button down. That's that. Okay, then got a new contactor, as well as I got some cable ties, some military grade cable ties. To tighten things up here, make this a bit more professionally so it fell down there. Also got a trash bag to get all the trash out of here. make this much better. Anyway, I'm gonna pull my disconnect. We're gonna come over and discharge the capacitor. The capacitor holds the charge in it even after the power is disconnected, so we need to discharge them. By bridging the leads, I'm holding only the insulated portion of my screwdriver, and now we can work on the system. You see our contactor fell apart there. Probably time for a new whip on this unit, but I'm not gonna get into that today. I'm gonna save that for another mission. This unit is kind of on its last leg anyway, so that's the story there. Anyway, just gonna change out the contactor here, get it going. We've got our capacitor disconnected. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get a good spot for you guys. Get a good view here, hopefully. Okay, so we've got our red wire on the right and a red wire on the right, and then we've got a red and a black on the left. Yeah, this one's going to be a little tricky. First thing I want to do is get rid of that buzzing. That's the low voltage from the contactor. I need to get a few things out of my way anyway. Wow, that red wire was very loose, which is probably why our contactor died so early on. So anyway, this one's going to go to the same side as the black, and I think what I'll do, if I have it, I have my Sharpie, is I'm going to color that wire black. And that way it'll make it a lot easier to tell that all the black wires, this wire is very hot. Anyway, that way we know the two black wires go to the top left side and the two red wires go to the top right. Make it a little less confusing. Drink a little water here. It gets bloody hot on the roof. I'm going to get rid of that buzzing. Pull in one side of the contactor. Yeah, quiet. While we're at it, I'll get the other side too. That's the one place where we still got some voltage. It is low voltage, just the 24 volts, but there is voltage there, just so you know. Okay. So now we got our two red wires here, and then here's our second black wire there. Next we've got our incoming wires here. And then below we've got our two crankcase heaters. Okay. Alright. And now our wires are disconnected. Now I just got to pull the back screw out. Wow, that puppy's hot. Whew. Okay. And here's our new contactor. And this is pretty universal in how it seats. You can go up or down, is what I mean by that. Either way, it's the same deal. Okay. Oh, and this should work out very good for that wire running straight to the seal. So you can see how it really will clamp that down really good against the lead. So that's nice. And let's see. Cover my screw for the contactor. And it's probably kind of easiest to use those two ingoing wires. Okay. Get that started there. Ground wire out of the way. Just wanting to get in the mix. Okay, nice and tight there. Here's our incoming hot wire, first one. Nice and strong there. There's our second incoming wire there, nice and strong there as well. Next we've got our crankcase heater wires going to the bottom. Oop. And it looks like our little anchor deal got a little angle here, so I'm going to loosen this up. I'm going to reset that a little better. And then tighten it down. There we go. Better. Here's our second crankcase heater wire. There we go. And we're nice and tight there. That's the bottom of the contactor. Next, we've got our top red wire on the right side, and then here's our second one that's going to go on the right side. And then on the black side, we've got this wire here. I'm going to put that in front so I can squeeze that down a little better once I tighten up the connection. move that up a little so there's nothing in the way there. Okay. And then this wire that's going to go to our staked on portion, I'm going to trim off some of that excess there, and we'll run it straight in. That's good there. Now I can run it straight in. That's going to be a much stronger connection once I tighten it down. Beautiful. Okay, now we just need our last black side connection, which is going to go right here. And before I put that in, I wanted to tighten that crimp down. There we go. Now we'll put this side in. And same thing, I'll tighten that down. And that is most likely why our contactor failed the first time, is it had a few loose connections. Any loose connection comes in place to build up heat. Alright, now we just need our contactor wires and then we're all set. Okay. Here's the far side. This one's a little trickier to get into. It's low voltage, but still got to be careful here. Okay. And here's our second side. You hear it pop once I touch it. There. Alright. Yeah, we're all set there. Okay, all our connections are good. Everything's nice and tight. Now, as I was telling you, this isn't right here. We want to tighten this up. I'm going to replace that with a cable strap. As well as we may need something to go across this one. Although this seems like the hard start kit should hold it just fine there. So that's that on that one. But on this side, I've got my cable strap. Better than that piece of wire there. All right, much better. And I can trim off the excess here. There we go. That's nicely anchored. Everything's looking good. Nice and strong. Yeah, that shouldn't be jumping around at all. Contactor for that capacitor. Okay, ready to fire it up. Make sure everything does what it's supposed to do. Here it goes. Beautiful. Fan motor started right up. Compressor started right up. we're all set there. The rest of it I can just trash out all this stuff in my trash bag. And we're all set. I'll put my cover back on the air conditioner and we're good to go.